Ah, shit. Get your tea and your popcorn because this is going to be another good one. So, today I'm going to be talking about how a woman with 2 scoops of hair pours boiling water on an MLS woman's head. So, remember how people were talking crap about Rihanna having short, natural hair and they said she has 2 scoops of hair? Well, I find it ironic how no one is talking about this unambiguous woman who has about the same amount of hair as Rihanna. So, we're going to keep that same energy in my video title today because this is the Diabolicals United season, baby. So, while she was pouring the boiling water on her scalp, you could literally see these women like smirking in the background. One of the girls is like rolling her eyes. Look at this girl right here. She's literally rolling her eyes. So I'm assuming this is in another country. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But to me, it appears as if the other women are just smirking and rolling their eyes. Usually, if your client is in pain while you're doing their hair, normally you would stop doing what you're doing. I'm just saying. And I feel like there's this stereotype with light skinned women or mixed race women, or if you have quote unquote good hair. I know that's an ignorant term, but unfortunately, that's the term that a lot of people use towards us. So it's like if you have a curlier hair texture or a more ambiguous phenotype, I feel like a lot of unambiguous women are rougher with our hair, or they don't mind kind of traumatizing us when it comes to our hair because they feel like, "Oh, well, you're already pretty, so who cares anyway?" Like, you can be bald headed or I can burn your hair off. Remember that other unambiguous girl just a couple weeks ago, where she put the Nair in the daughter's hair or like she pretended like she put it in her hair? So I feel like people understand that exoticals as a whole have dealt with trauma when it comes to our hair. And I feel like people treat us like we are these Barbie dolls or something. So anytime they want to do an experiment, they always want to choose somebody who has lots of hair or somebody who's very pretty because it's almost as if, like, oh, if they mess up, who cares? Like, you're still pretty anyway, so I can just go ahead and fuck up your whole entire scalp with boiling water. I've had my hair chopped off at the salon. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had your hair chopped off. And now we've got a woman pouring boiling water on this girl's scalp. Literally, first of all, what is she doing with a teapot? And she has a giant bucket. She looks like she's about to boil a pot of collard greens. So I'm not sure exactly what kind of style this is. I mean, I've never had braids like this, so I don't really know, but it's like I'm assuming maybe she's trying to flatten the braids or something, but I don't know why you would need to pour boiling water. Also, anybody who washes hair and stuff, you would know that even the steam from boiling water obviously burns you. Like, if you looked at this girl's face, you can see that her whole face is like wet and shiny because she's sweating basically because of all the steam. Look at her face. So clearly she doesn't give a fuck, and everybody else is literally just minding their business or kind of like staring over and smirking. But let's look at some of these comments. Someone said, "The name of the salon, please. I want to send my mother in law." Someone else said, "Point of view, your hairdresser secretly hates you. Nah, she did that on purpose. That bucket is too close to the head, and she was supposed to stop when the client started screaming. It doesn't take all that, and she doesn't care. Check her face. She doesn't care whether the client is screaming or not. No one opened their mouth to say sorry." Exactly. Has anyone noticed that whenever you are considered the quote unquote privileged one, no one ever says sorry to you because they're not actually sorry. They don't care. You already have the social power, so they'll never be sorry for causing you discomfort. They'll never be sorry for causing you displeasure. This person says it was no reason for her to go up that far either. Everyone in the back got a slight smirk. Does this lady know how much steam burns? I'm convinced they enjoy watching others in pain because why are they acting like this lady is not screaming for her life? Not the other women watching and doing nothing. Let's not talk about the camera person. Nah, this was intentional. True haters for real. Exactly. I feel like a lot of women They have this subconscious belief that because they have been in pain by society, that it's okay for them to cause you pain. So I genuinely feel like, for example, if you were to interview this woman in the pink shirt who burned her head, she would probably say something like, "Oh, well, I've been through a lot more pain than that." Have you ever met those types of people? Those types of people who feel like they're at the bottom, the types of people who feel like I've already been through more pain than you'll ever go through. So who cares if I put some boiling water on your scalp? Who cares if I chop off 13 inches of hair and I say that it's a trim? Who cares if I make fun of you or cause you to suffer? And they're doing this because you are on the pedestal. And so it's a way of leveling the playing field. And I feel like this is on a subconscious level. I'm not going to accuse this woman of automatically being malicious, but it does seem like she subconsciously doesn't mind kind of humbling this woman or putting her through pain. Clearly, she doesn't because the woman is screaming and she kept pouring the boiling water. So this reminds me of that same other woman who did the Nair prank where she put the Nair in the daughter's hair, even though she like didn't put the Nair in the daughter's hair. She was really pranking her mother by using her child as the joke. Be sure to watch that video. So I feel like some women they play too much basically. So they'll see it as like not a big deal causing you emotional pain. But if you're the type of woman who is from a healthy environment or a healthy background, you're not used to people going this far and then saying it's not a big deal. You're not used to that much pain. So I feel like a lot of these types of women have been through abuse on their own. And so they don't even view it as abuse. They don't view it as a big deal. That's why she didn't even make a face. But what do you ladies think? Would you allow your hairstylist to pour boiling hot water and hot steam on your scalp? Oh, and don't even get me started on how tight her braids are on the edge. I can see, I've never even had braids like this, and I can literally see the edges of her hair being pulled for dear life. The light skinned girl in the seat. Her edges are already being pulled for dear life. She has no leave out or anything. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.